Good evening all, I'm Matt Blackburn and welcome to Sao Paulo, where the final night of Copa Libertadores Group F brings Palmeiras to the edge of the knockout stage, but not quite over the line. Palmeiras against Atletico Junior at the Allianz Parque, Brazil against Colombia, Verdão against Los Tiburones, and a group that still has enough movement in it to make this more than a formality. Palmeiras starts second, 2 points behind Cerro Porteño and 2 ahead of Sporting Cristal. So victory means control, qualification and momentum. Anything less and they invite calculations into the conversation. For Palmeiras, this is about finishing the job. They are top of Brazil's Serie A, 7 points clear in the current table. With 29 scored and only 13 conceded, they arrive fresh off the back of a 3-0 away win at Flamengo. This is a club built for nights like this, but the home defeat to Cerro Porteño means there is still a little discomfort in the air. At Palmeiras, Libertadores qualification is not the dream, it is the minimum standard. For Atletico Junior, the Libertadores table says last place, but the domestic picture says this is no soft opponent. They sit second in Colombia's Primera A, and with 31 goals scored and a solid away record at home level, but the continental away story has been harsher. 2 away group games, 2 defeats, no goals. If Junior are to extend their Libertadores life tonight, they need to take Colombian confidence and make it travel to Sao Paulo, and they also have the opportunity to go into the Sud-America if they can pull off a result this evening. Palmeiras' Abel Ferreira rejuvenated this side after coming in 2020, winning back-to-back Copa Libertadores in his first 2 years, ending a 22-year wait for the top trophy. He won the Copa Sud-America the following year and 8 domestic trophies in 6 years as well. Tonight for them feels like a formality at this stage, but they will know they are up against a tricky opponent. Ferreira therefore starts with his side in a typical 4-2-3-1 formation. Miguel is in goal. Kiai, Gomez, Murillo and Gabriel the back four. Martinez and Freitas sit the 2 in front. Alan, Pereira and Arias the 3 that will sit just behind Lopez up front. The 25-year-old Argentinian top scorer this season in the competition with just 2 goals, but still top of the Palmeiras side. For Atletico Junior and their manager Alfredo Arias, who has an extensive managerial career with over 560 games as boss on the continent. He hopes his side will still be in continental competitions come the end of the night, and starts with a strong side in search of progression to at worst the Copa Sud-America, which they won in 2018. They line up on the road in a 5-3-2 formation with Silveira in goal. 5 at the back of Guerrero, Lemos, Pestaña, Peña and Herrera. Rivas, Angel and Chara, the 3 in front with Morel and Paiva, the 2 that will start up top. As we go through the final formalities before the game, all the players lining up in the circle on the centre half, on the halfway line, showing their respect to the game. But once that whistle blows, there won't be too much respect between these two sides. It will be a feisty evening, as it tends to be in this competition, which the Brazilian sides tend to come away with results. They've won the last 7 Libertadores since the competition went down from a 2-leg into a single-leg competition, with the final of those 2 legs being played in Spain at the time. But we're moments away here from kick-off. The referee, Christian Garay of Chile, and he has a match with pressure on both sides. Palmeiras protecting qualification, Junior trying to force one last twist. The reverse fixture finished 1-1 in Colombia, and Palmeiras are unbeaten in their last 5 meetings between the sides, winning 4, but the final group nights can make history feel fragile. Palmeiras want calm, Junior need chaos. The Libertadores rarely does quiet exits and easy qualifications, and we are underway in Sao Paulo. I'll keep you up to date as well with the game going on in the remainder of this group stage, which is Cerro Porteño against Sporting Cristal, as the away side going from right to left in that red and white striped shirt, blue shorts and white socks, and Palmeiras top of the Brazilian league by 7 points, going from left to right in this game. It's going to be an exciting evening of football between two sides that have everything to play for. Palmeiras, they know that a win keeps them in the Copa Libertadores, which they won twice under current manager Albert Ferreira in the 2021 years before winning the Sud-America the year after. But here comes Junior down the right-hand side, getting themselves in towards the area. An opportunity, and they put it over the top of the bar. And inside the opening 60 seconds, a real chance for the away side to pounce and to make themselves known here on the road in Brazil. They got themselves down the right-hand side. They kept on side. They left Gabriel for dead over on that far side of the pitch, pulling it back onto his right, as Rivas back in towards the area, towards Muriel, who couldn't quite get himself over the top of the ball. Sorry, it was Rivas who got himself over the top of the ball, but slicing his shot over the top of Miguel's bar, and a real opportunity for the away side early doors. It's what they'll want in this game, to cause a little bit of chaos. They give a free kick away, though, inside the Palmeiras half away down on this left-hand side. So here in Sao Paulo, 2 minutes gone, a big opportunity for the away side. I'll run you through those teams again for Abel Ferreira if you missed them before the start of the game. Palmeiras with a 4-2-3-1 formation, Miguel in goal, Guiai, Gomez, Murillo and Gabriel the back four, Martinez and Freitas, two sitting in front, Alan, Pereira and Arias sitting behind the 25-year-old top scorer in the competition for Palmeiras, Flaco Lopez, and for the Colombians, Atletico Junior sitting second in the Colombian league, Alfredo Arias, the Uruguayan, names his squad with Silveira in goal, a back five of Guerrero, Lemos, Pestaña, Peña and Herrera, with Rivas, Angel and Chara. The midfield three sitting behind Muriel and Paiva. And it is the away side who are having the majority of the possession inside the opening 2.5 minutes. And it's on this near left-hand side with Herrera, just trying to stretch his legs, moving across towards the right-hand side. And it's Angel who tries to unleash an effort from distance. And inside these opening 3 minutes, it's the away side just having a few pop shots, a few little testers from distance. The captain on that occasion, Chara, just moved it across towards the right-hand side, just tried to open up the space, and then it was Angel who had the shot, the 25-year-old Colombian. The majority of the Atletico Junior side are homegrown players. The only ones are just in the starting 11 are the goalkeeper Mauro Silveira, Lemos the centre-half, Jesus Rivas, and Guillermo Paiva the front man, the 28-year-old Paraguayan striker who gives Junior a penalty box focal point. He's a big presence up top for the away side, who are progressing into the Palmeiras half. It's what we certainly didn't expect coming into this game. The away side would try and dominate the opening couple of minutes. They set up in a very defensive formation to try and control the Brazilians. 7 years in a row Brazil have come out with this competition since it changed from a two-legged competition. The last of those two legs was one of the most exciting in the history, the River Plate against Boca Juniors final, which River Plate came out on top. Boca Juniors twice in a row failing in the final of the Copa Libertadores. But Palmeiras, they certainly know how to win under this manager, Abel Ferreira. They won it in his first 2 years as manager of the Sao Paulo-based club in 2020 and 2021. They got themselves into the Sud-America the next year and won that in 2022 as well. He's accumulated 8 domestic trophies, including 4 of the local trophies, the regional trophies that happen in Brazil. Over the 6 years he has been in charge, he's rejuvenated Palmeiras. He broke that 22-year streak without a top title in South America's biggest competition. It's a good little scrap inside the middle of the Palmeiras are. Junior come away with it, just trying to move it across towards the left-hand side, but just give it away as well. 5 minutes gone, and it's been primarily inside the half of the green and whites away to the left-hand side. But now they can start to just push it and attack down the left-hand side. And making his way down on that far side is Lopez, just trying to stretch his legs and brings it in towards the area. And Palmeiras break the deadlock against the run of play. It was Lopez down the left-hand side, just stretching his legs. Arias got himself inside the box, just peeled off his man and just taps it into the far corner. And the side who were expecting to come away with all 3 points in the group, the fans inside the ground don't celebrate too much after that goal's gone in. They came and thinking it was a formality, and inside 6 minutes, it's looking that way. It's Palmeiras 1, Atletico Junior 0, and it was far too easy over on that left-hand side for the main man up top, Lopez. He just opened up the space, drove down the touchline, and then just put it on a plate for Arias, who just peeled off his man in the centre of the box, and then just tucks it home. First time into the far left corner of Silveira's goal, and what a start that is for Palmeiras. The nerves are certainly gone. They have the lead here in Sao Paulo, and they have a comfortable start to the afternoon, and it's Jean Arias inside 11 minutes who opens the scoring for the home side. And we spoke about the quality that Abel Ferreira has in this squad. And Arias up front. He's been a wonderful player so far this season. The 28-year-old Colombian doing it against the Colombian base side. He's a creator. He's known for his quick feet and relentless pressing. And all he had to do on that occasion was get himself into the right place at the right time inside the box. And Lopez did everything else for him. Just put it on a plate. And Arias tucks it home. 7.5 minutes then gone inside this game. Junior tried to come away with the ball on the right-hand side, but give it away towards Lopez inside the centre circle. Just pushes it back inside his own half to try and work a little bit of space. In the other game I'll keep you up to date with, between Cerro Porteño and Sporting Cristal, 0-0 in that game this evening as well in Group F. And as it stands inside the group, it is Palmeiras level on points with Cerro Porteño. They have a better goal difference, but it does work on head-to-head, which the side top of the table come away better than the Brazilians because of their results. They beat them by 1-0 the last time they met just 7 days ago. They drew the previous game back in late April 1-1, which is the reason why they have qualified regardless. Cerro Porteño into the next round. They know they're going to be into the knockout stages of this competition. But for Atletico Junior, they still have an opportunity to make it in to the Recopa Sudamerica, a tournament that they have won in recent history as well. Back in 2018, this is their 19th time in this competition. Palmeiras, they are a side we've mentioned before, rejuvenated under Abel Ferreira. They beat fellow Brazilian sides Flamengo and Santos in those finals in 2020, 2021. As Atletico Junior, their best came in the 1994 semi-final as they enter their 19th competition. It'll be quite tricky for them to try and add to the 3 titles that Colombian sides have had, with the last coming in 2016 for Atlético Nacional at the time. As here come Palmeiras on the left-hand side, and it's once again into Arias, and he just has a bit of a pop shot from the edge of the area but can't quite keep it down, and it's into the fans dressed in green and white behind the goal, just protecting themselves from the loose strike from John Arias. And one of his first touches in the game was to put the ball into the back of net on 5.5 minutes. But with 10 minutes gone inside the first half, there's still plenty to play for in this game between the side that sit top of the Brazilian league by 7 points and Atletico Junior, who are second in the Colombian league. They certainly are no pushovers. They beat Santa Fe on penalties last week after beating Sporting Cristal by 3-2 in the Libertadores to keep their hopes alive for at least another game week or so. But they sit 5 points behind Atlético Nacional in the domestic competition. Top spot in the Primera A gets you into the Copa Libertadores. It's the only way to get into the competition outright. There are a couple of other places as well. 3 times Colombia have had winners in this competition. 25 times Brazil have had winners, which matches Argentina. They've been closing that year after year, and it only ever looks like Brazil will go ahead. Brazil's has been spread out over many, many teams, whereas Argentina's tends to focus around Independiente and their unbelievable side back in the 70s that won 4 in a row, as well as River Plate, Boca Juniors, who could have added plenty of titles themselves. In the early 2000s, they won 3 out of 4 finals. We're in a couple more finals as well in the late 2010s, losing both of those. One you mentioned earlier, including against River Plate. Palmeiras doing the job so far in this game. 12 minutes gone, leading by a 0-0. Junior have a throw deep inside their own half over on the far side of the pitch, just looking to get it down the right-hand channel. Flicked on nicely by Guerrero, just trying to find Rivas, but gives the ball away, and it's given away. It looks like it's going to be a free kick to Palmeiras just outside the edge of the Junior box, but the referee has waved advantage to Junior instead, which Albo Ferreira not too happy on this near side, and the free kick eventually does go Junior's way. 5 yards off the near side touchline, 10 yards inside the Junior half to the away side. But on the edge of the Junior area, and it certainly looked like the tackle by Pestagna went against Lopez, but the referee, who was closer to it than we are away in the stands behind the managers Ferreira and Arias, on this near side to us, as Junior take the free kick and spread it from left to right and just break inside the Brazilians' half, and they will get themselves a free kick. It's Guerrero's just taken out a couple of yards inside the Palmeiras half, and these sides we mentioned, they drew 1-1 the last time they did meet 5 games ago. Palmeiras beat Sporting Cristal 2-1. After that, drew 1-1 with Cerro Porteño, then they beat Cristal again 2-0. They're only 2 wins in the competition to keep them alive in the Libertadores, coming against the side that currently sit above Junior. Junior's first win came against Sporting Cristal in the last game that they played by 3-2. The previous, they lost to top of the group Cerro Porteño by 1-0 in both of their games. They drew 1-1 with Palmeiras, as we mentioned already, in the 2-0 win against Sporting Cristal is the reason why they're currently sitting above them as well. There's a shock win against top of the table as well. Palmeiras have been solid rather than spectacular in the group with their 2 wins and 2 draws. But that 1 defeat is what keeps them alive so far for Atletico Junior. 2 away games in the group, 2 defeats, and they've yet to get a goal as well. But if they want to find themselves still within continental competition this season, they will need to get at least a goal here. They've got to throw in on this near side, halfway inside the Palmeiras half on this near left-hand side. There's plenty of other games that will be taking place as well in around about 2 hours. Boca Juniors against Universidad Católica, and Cruzeiro against Barcelona SC in Group D. They will kick off in around about 2 hours' time. But here in Brazil, 7:15, it is this evening. in Colombia. Just gone 5:15. The game kicking off at the top of the hour, but it's the Brazilians who are leading at home, as they have done many, many times this season. Referee says the tackle goes the way of Palmeiras as they win the ball inside their own half, but it's given away on the halfway line, and now Junior can spread it towards the right-hand side, coming towards the right-hand corner of the area. There's three making their way inside the box. One of those is Muriel, but the passing towards him is just a little bit too far behind, and he can't quite stretch it down. Martinez will come away with the ball and try and break down the middle. He's going to win a free kick for those in green, and it will be the captain, Chara, who goes into the referee's book, just stopping the counter-attack. Just straight down the middle of the park. It was an excellent run by Martinez, fed it in towards Lopez, who's upended on the ball 10 yards inside those in red and white, going from right to left, but here going from left to right is Palmeiras in the green. Just trying to get it inside the Junior box, but it's a little bit of a pop shot from Pereira, just couldn't quite get his foot around it and ran into a little bit of trouble and traffic. Ball comes out towards this near side, but Palmeiras will pick up the ball once again. Move back in towards Martinez, in towards the centre of the pitch, and it's just half cleared towards the far side, and a header back in hope, more than expectation from Angel, goes all the way through to the Uruguayan 26-year-old goalkeeper, who signed to add a little bit of calm and distribution to the Colombian side. Just about gets hold of that as Junior try and spread the ball down to this near left-hand side, playing it in towards Paiva, but he just can't quite keep it in. As the throw-in goes the way of Palmeiras, level with the edge of their 6-yard box, deep inside their own territory on this near side. And Palmeiras, they wanted a good start to qualify for the last 16. They knew a win would get them that. The draw realistically should be enough, depending on how Sporting Cristal do against Cerro Porteño, but it leaves them looking elsewhere if Junior do get a goal. But right now they're in control of their own destiny, and they're grabbing it with both hands. They've been in excellent form over recent weeks as well, have Palmeiras. Just that one defeat to Cerro Porteño, their only defeat going all the way back to the 12th of March, where they lost on the road to Vasco da Gama by 2-1, and so only two defeats going back to the 1st of February, which was in the regional league against against Botafogo. It always is an interesting one when you look at how the Brazilian leagues do work. They have the national leagues, the Serie A, which Palmeiras are based in, the Campeonato Brasileiro Serie A. It's a national competition played across Brazil with clubs from different states. The main national title race, but they also have the state regional titles as well. But here comes Junior over on the right hand side, just trying to get in towards the area over on the far side, but just pushed off it nicely by Gabriel, who continues to just be hounded over on that far side, and Junior will win a corner kick, their first of the evening. 19 minutes into the game, and it's a mistake at the back from Gabriel. He did ever so well to get himself between man and ball, just be pushed over towards that far side, and Carlos Miguel inside the goal hasn't had much to do apart from a couple of goal kicks. Will now have a corner kick to defend as Pastagna and Mons will make their way forward in towards the box, as does Herrera and Peña, but it's going to take him from the far side, swung outwards towards the edge of the area, a little bit of a floater more than anything else, and it's rather comfortable for those in green to come away with the ball, and it's poor from Junior from the set piece on the near side, and then the pass just flowing it down towards the right, given away by Junior, but the referee gives the free kick the way of the red and white, hugging the touchline on this near side. And as we were talking about the Brazilian league, they also have the the state regional championships. Brazilian clubs start the year in state competitions. Palmeiras, though, they play in the Campeonato Paulista and the Sao Paulo State Championship. They've won 4 times under their manager Abel Ferreira. Historic competition, they're intense, they're local, they have plenty of rivalries, but they also help to set the league for Serie D, the 4th division of the Brazilian league. A to C is controlled by promotion and relegation. The Serie D teams could also get promoted into Serie C. But those sides that aren't promoted, there is no relegation. It is all based on how sides do in their regional leagues before the start of the National League. Something that Palmeiras don't have to worry about ever, really. They're always going to be inside Serie A unless something drastic really happens. We have seen it in the Argentinian league with River Plate being relegated a few years ago. That was when it was based on 3 years worth of averages in the league, which would always tend to favour those top sides, but River Plate came to be burdened by it in the end, being relegated, promoted straight away back to the top flight of the Argentinian league. But here, halfway inside the first half in Sao Paulo, it's Palmeiras 1, Junior 0. It's those in red and white just trying to work it across towards the right-hand side, but just give it away and then lazily given away by Palmeiras as well. And now Junior have the opportunity over on the far side. There's three trying to get in towards the box. It's almost tucked in, unbeknownst to the goalkeeper Miguel on his near left-hand side. It was a speculative cross that came from the right-hand channel, took a wicked deflection on the way through and almost cut the keeper off guard on his near side. Good attacking play down the flanks from Junior and Miguel, just getting across, just to think he had a touch on it just to put it behind his own goal. Junior will have the corner kick over on the far side. There's 5 inside the box and 2 lurking on the edge. This time it's floated towards the near post and then just comes off Junior man and out for a goal kick, and rather poor once again from the away side. Lemos was the man, the 24-year-old Uruguayan defender, being used as part of that back 5 that the away side came to try and defend a little bit more and see how far into the game they could have gone, but so far it isn't to be, and they've had a very tricky start to the game. As we have a hydration break. It is a rather cool evening in Sao Paulo. It's 15 degrees. It is getting into those winter months in Brazil, down in the southern hemisphere, but it does still tend to be rather warm. Remember how hot it was back in 2014 during the World Cup. I remember Copacabana Beach, the amount of fans that came across from the continent. Any Chilean man you would ever meet says, if you ever want to meet a Chilean woman, now is the right time to do it, because every single male from Chile was on Copacabana Beach watching them play against Spain. And it always made me chuckle speaking to people from across the continent, Colombian fans as well. There was some stunning goals from James Rodriguez in that competition. We saw Van Persie's header, and it really gets you excited for the next iteration of the competition for Brazil. Well, they'll come across a UK-based side in Scotland. They've also got Haiti and Morocco, who were everyone's darlings in the last World Cup, but I'm pretty sure after the African Cup of Nations they aren't to be anymore. That decision still to be decided of whether they will take home that trophy or not. As the drinks break almost concludes, Colombia, they have a semi-easy group for a side of their calibre. They should be able to get through to the next group phase. They've got Cristiano Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes is Portugal, who personally may be relying on a player who isn't quite at the ilk he once was, and have to work around him rather than playing to the strengths of João Felix, who carried Al Nassr but didn't get much of the credit to the title that they won in Saudi Arabia this year, for the first competition they won since Ronaldo moved over to Saudi Arabia. They've got Portugal, they've got Democratic Republic of Congo as well, who beat Jamaica in a qualifier back in April. Wasn't the most entertaining of qualifiers, and they certainly came against the odds in that game. Jamaica was certainly the favourites, and Uzbekistan as well. Their first tournament, which will be certainly exciting for them. As we're back underway here, 25 minutes, and Palmeiras have the ball, trying to work it across towards the left-hand side, then flick it back in towards Lopez, but the junior defender is there to meet the ball. Back out towards this near right-hand side of the penalty area, and then just trying to feed it through once more is Guiai, but once again, those in red and white just standing on the edge of their own area and able to clear the ball. Lopez picks it up and just tries to dink it through towards the right-hand side in towards Martinez, and just gets a little bit too much on it and out for a goal kick to the away side. And here's a World Cup I'm certainly looking forward to as an Englishman. Listening to the team that was announced the other day, plenty of disappointment. Best English players in the Premier League of the last few months in Gibbs White and Adam Wharton, not for some reason making the competition. No Palmer, no Foden, no Maguire, which kind of rightly so. They haven't been very good this season at all. You'd rather play form players over names, but then you see the likes of Jordan Henderson and Jed Spence making it into the side, and questions certainly will be asked of this England side in the competition. Maybe they don't fit into Thomas Tuchel's formation and how he would like to play, but surely you don't leave those two players at home. And the question that was also asked of Carlo Ancelotti in the Brazilian side as Junior give away a free kick over on the far side, halfway inside their own half, and Palmeiras will have an opportunity to put the ball into the box from the far side of the pitch. And I was saying that the questions that were asked of Ancelotti, bringing Neymar into the side, does he really still have the ability to play for the national team? Not particularly sure that is the case anymore. I think it's a token gesture because of the pressure of the name that was put on him. João Pedro making way for him. Hasn't been elite this season, João Pedro, but he's certainly, you think, in a better position than Neymar, but it's certainly personal preference, I think, in that one. But 18 minutes to go in the first half here. It's the Brazilians leading against the Colombians by 1-0. Palmeiras with the free kick over on the far side. The Junior trying to hold the line on the edge of the area as it's played in towards the edge of the D, and Colombian side will just bring the ball away as it's headed back towards the halfway line, but then returned back in towards Lopez. Just flicks it on down the left-hand channel. But a support on the overlap comes in, and a little whip ball across the 6-yard box into that corridor of uncertainty. Almost finds its man in Lopez at the far side of the box, but excellent defending from Herrera, just flicks it on, but it comes again down the right-hand side. This time in towards Allen, takes on to his left, pulls it back towards the edge of the area, and just taken off the feet of Pereira by Martinez, and he just tried to do a little bit too much. Now Junior will come away with the ball, breaking inside the Palmeiras half over on the far side. Two trying to provide a little bit of support. They'll go for a long-range effort instead, and it's a poor decision from the edge of the box from Muriel. He had the space over on the far side. From Rivassoli, he had the space over on the far side. He had the overlap coming in from Agel to the right, from Paiva across to the left-hand side. Instead, he went for the selfish option. He saw the light, and instead of finding the joy, he almost hit the lights inside the stadium instead. As here comes Lopez once again, just turns on a dime and starts to break inside the junior half, and it's just going to be put into the stands on this near side, but the referee just going to come across and have a word with a junior defender and pulls out the yellow card as well. And it's the second booking inside the first half for a junior defender. As Palmeiras were just trying to break away. Pestagna just pulling the shirt off Lopez, the referee taking exception to it. He also had a little bit of tug of the shorts as well, but Lopez did ever so well to just try and break free inside the box, but those little tugs just allowed Lemos to come across. Pestagna, the second man to go into the book for the away side. It's with Allen, breaking onto his left, just tries to have a shot from distance, but it's blocked by the first man, and Palmeiras, who are under a little bit of pressure inside the opening couple of minutes, have really just gathered the tempo and the momentum in this game, and inside the first 30 minutes of this contest, controlling possession, looking to get over the top, moving it across towards the left and the right hand sides as well. At the moment, Junior don't seem to have too much of an answer. Their best opportunities coming from distance. And Junior Barranquilla, known by very many different names. Atletico Junior Barranquilla. who's struggling to get hold of the ball. Given away inside the centre circle once, getting towards Lopez. Just ships it across towards the left-hand side. It looked like he ran into a little bit of trouble in traffic, and he thought he was going to have the free kick as well, but the referee quite happy to allow play to continue. The Chilean referee, Christian Garay. Plenty of experience does the referee. In the other game that's 30 minutes in, Quero Porteño 0, Sporting Cristal. I was going to stay for a moment. It's not even much of a tongue twister. It almost caused me a little bit too much trouble inside the first half. It is the evening here in Brazil. The sun has gone down. It goes down fairly early, fairly pleasantly. It allows the cool air to come in, but we do still have a few drink breaks. It's just moved again towards the right-hand side and down the right-hand channel for Palmeiras. Played nicely in towards Pereira. Just tries to open it up onto the left-hand side, but can't quite find the pass in towards the middle, looking for Arias, the goal scorer. Junior will come away with the ball, but offering no real support for Rivas, who just skips past one and then continues past Guiai, but then it comes across the Palmeiras defence, and the referee gives the advantage as well to those in green. For Palmeiras, Perez down this near right-hand side. Played in towards Allen, 10 yards off the right-hand corner of the area. Plays it a little bit more central, looking for the run of Pereira, who just holds on to it as there's a few junior players just sitting in front of him. Moves it back across in towards Allen, who tends to come off his right and onto his left, and he tries to do so just again there. Linked in towards the middle, but then given away as Herrera finds Chara. Chara can't quite move it forward, and in turn plays it straight in towards the Palmeiras players, and both sets of sides struggling just keep hold of the ball. In the final third of this first half, it's on this near side again with Guiai, the 22-year-old Argentinian former San Lorenzo captain and Argentinian youth international. On this near right-hand side, just trying to work it forward once again, but has to retreat back inside his own half. Now played in towards the centre circle, then just flicked on into the middle by Freitas, and can't quite find his man, and Pestagna will pick up the ball and almost gives it away in a very dangerous position towards Pereira, but gets very lucky as it goes back towards the goalkeeper instead, as Pereira came across, just got his foot in, but couldn't quite do more, as Arias is down on the ground, and we'll just have a brief stoppage in play while the referee and the physio will come across just to have a look. Junior, they've won once in the group. They conceded 7 in 5 games. It's not too bad really for a side that do sit bottom of the group. 2 of those goals came in that game against Sporting Cristal in that 3-2 win, which kept their hopes alive. But their away form is what really has made them struggle. 2 games on the trot 2 games on the road where they failed to score on the trot, as Arias just holding that left calf at the moment, getting a little bit of deep freeze, as well, Sporting enough to know which is which at this stage. I know both cause a little bit of tingling, a little bit of pain. Hiking is where I tend to get the majority of my exercise, with plenty being put in, as me and the wife are doing a charity walk for a British charity called Copperfield, a breast cancer charity. 100 kilometres across the Great Wall of China in September. And after looking at a few videos of the last few days about how steep it actually is, I'm starting to dread it a little bit more and may have to start running up and down the stairs inside the home just to get the steps in. We've got just over 10 minutes to go. The Palmeiras manager protesting to the referee there, Abel Ferreira, saying there was a step on Arias, who is back to his feet, but I don't think the referee's made an incorrect decision there, and I think there's just coming together. Both players trying to win the ball, but it is back with those in green inside their own penalty area way to the left-hand side. It's with Gomez. Just going to hold on to the ball, then move it forward in towards Alain. Continues in towards the centre circle. Opportunity down the left-hand side. They can try and find the passing towards Gabriel, who can't quite get the overlap. Guerrero just comes across. Gabriel does get a foot onto it, and he's going to try and protest towards the referee. He's not really got too much to complain about there, as the referee's got the decision right and gives the goal kick to Atletico Junior away to the right-hand side. Neither of these two sides will have any players that will try and challenge the top scorer in the competition this season, Alex Ache, the top scorer with 8 goals. He's had 2 hat-tricks in his last 3 games. There's been 3 hat-tricks in the Copa Libertadores this season, and all 3 have been scored by Paraguayans, with 2 of them by Alex Ache of Independiente. They themselves have had a good Libertadores campaign. A reminder of how the group works. The first and second go through to the round of 16. Third drops into the Copa Sudamericas. Junior tried to open a space over on the right-hand side, down the right-hand channel, whips it in towards the area, and it's just tucked away. The keeper flaps at it, and Junior are level against the run of play. It was excellent work behind the back line, down the right-hand side, in towards Peña, who whips it across in towards Muriel, and he's quick to get the ball out of the net and get the game back underway. But against the run of play inside this first half, Luis Muriel gets on the end of a wonderful cross, and the former Serie A forward, Junior's joint top scorer in the group, adds another. And that experience of the 35-year-old gives the Colombians a little bit more hope as it goes back towards Miguel again. He sends it higher than Bob Marley away to the left-hand side, but hasn't got a good connection on it. But Palmeiras will get away with a throw level with the edge of their own penalty area, but the keeper there just came out flapping at it. And all of a sudden, that calmness that Palmeiras have had in the opening stages of this game seems to have gone. The long ball going in towards a Junior half. Those in red and white picking up the ball, but a poor touch inside the middle of the park from the captain. Chara just gives the ball away. Palmeiras trying to break forward with the ball. The man goes down, but the referee says it was won by those in red and white, who will come away with the ball once again. Chara moves it in towards Herrera. Pushed it across towards the right-hand side towards Guerrero. There's no one in front of him, so just hold on to the ball and wait for a couple of runners. He finds a little bit of support with Rivas over on the far side, just hugging the touchline, but again, no one in front of him, so just has to come back towards the halfway line and try and start the attack once more. They'll move it across from the right-hand side to the left, bringing in Herrera. Can't quite get his first touch right, and it falls kindly in towards Gomez on the edge of his own area. He can't quite get it forward himself and gives the ball away, and all of a sudden, after the momentum that was in those in green and white's favour is slowly starting to shift to those in red and white instead, and it's 1-1 with 7 minutes to go before half-time. And here come Junior once again over on that far side. Pereira looking to try and shoot from the edge of the box, but this time decides against it. Tried to move it across towards the right-hand side, but a Palmeiras man just got a foot in there from Gabriel to clear it towards the halfway line, but only as far once again as Rivas. Moves it towards the edge of the box once more, but can't quite turn from right to left, and Palmeiras will come away with it. And now they'll have a counter-attack with Lopez down the left-hand side. Coming across is Guerrero to try and cause a little bit of pressure, as is Lemos, who wins the ball and just throws Lopez off the ball. He's down on the ground, but I think he needs to get back into the gym more than anything. He's still down on the left-hand side of the penalty area, but Palmeiras will just put the ball into that place. Now he's back onto his feet, played in towards the area. He's almost got on the end of it once again, puts it inside the box, bounces in front of the keeper, flaps at it and just about gets hold of it on the second attempt there, Silveira. A lack of confidence inside the box there from Junior almost allowed Palmeiras in, but for a moment Lopez was down over on the far side trying to play for the referee to stop possession. As soon as he saw it come in to the far right-hand side, he was straight back onto his feet as the ball comes down the right-hand side again for Palmeiras. Wonderfully whipped ball in towards the box. It's off the bar and cleared out, down off the line. And Palmeiras trying to get themselves back in front after parity was restored moments ago. It was a wonderful ball from the right-hand side from Allen. He's been taken on his left, and again it's still inside the box of Palmeiras, and then it is tucked away, and it's Allen once again moments before he whipped the ball in towards the box. He was put on a plate for Lopez, who header came off the bar. But on this occasion, 5 minutes before the end of the first half, a scramble inside the box. Junior couldn't quite clear the lines, and then it fell kindly towards Alan on the right-hand side, and on the half volley, just hammers it into the bottom left-hand corner is Silvera's goal. And Palmeiras retake the lead. It did not take them long at all. It's Palmeiras 2, Atletico Junior 1. But it initially came from the left-hand side. It was good link-up play, a back heel that came inside the box, an almighty scramble ensued between 3 Junior defenders as well as Lopez. The clearance came back off the Argentinian frontman and fell kindly in towards a 22-year-old homegrown forward, Alan, who just takes it on the half volley. The goal certainly better than the celebration, the flip on the near side, almost ending in a bit of a neck break for Alan. But he won't care, he stayed on his feet and he gives the home side the lead once more. And with 4 minutes to go before half-time, Palmeiras lead by 2-1. The referee is currently checking it, though, with VAR. They're just looking for a potential offside. I don't think Alan was offside at all. He looks to be about 2 or 3 yards onside, unless they're looking at an initial clearance that Junior made over on the far side. They're drawing the lines on the pitch. Don't think they need to do much more than that. The goal will certainly stand. The goal does stand. And Palmeiras restore their lead here in Sao Paulo. The Atletico Junior pulling it back moments ago with a tidy finish from Muriel, but it took less than 4 minutes for Palmeiras to restore their lead once more. And just before the end of the first half, they're looking to try and double that advantage once again as a shot comes in from 5 yards outside the edge of the box, and it was Martinez who tried to line it up, just took it on to his right, just sliced a little bit, got himself a little bit too far underneath it, couldn't quite get his head over the top of the ball as it goes 5 or 6 yards over the top of the bar. But the goalkeeper Silveira would have had it covered had it gone below the bar, right down his throat it would have been. But here come the green and whites once again over on the far side, just trying to move it forward. It's been an excellent contest inside the opening half between the Vidal and the Los Tiburones. But it is those in green and white, the Vidal, who lead by 2-1. 2 minutes before the end of the first half. Inside the Palmeiras half on this near side. Controlled the game, controlling the scoreline. Fragile at the back and a fragile pass in the middle as well. Sends it out for a throw-in to Junior 5 yards inside their own half. And he didn't give me much time to give you a run through of how that affected the table. It would have kept both the sides really in the same positions anyway, but it would have meant that Quero Putenho would have been top of the table by 2 points. Atletico Junior would have been 2 points behind Sporting Cristal. They have to win, do Atletico Junior, and hope that Sporting Cristal lose to Quero Putenho if they want to get themselves into the Copa Sudamerica. But they have one of the most difficult opponents to do it against. It is the one country you don't tend to want to come across in the Copa Libertadores at the moment. And Palmeiras, they're unbeaten in the last 5 meetings against Junior, 4 wins and a draw. And that draw came in the reverse fixture in Colombia this season as well. They'll certainly want to avenge that. And here comes Lopez on the edge of the area, moving across towards the left-hand side, just trying to open up a space. He wriggles past 2, plays it into the box, and it's tucked away for 3. And what an end to the first half it is for Palmeiras, and what a half it is for Arias. 2 assists for Lopez on a button for Arias, who could not have had 2 easier finishes. Beautiful play from Lopez. He picked it up on the right-hand side of the penalty area, and he just moved it gradually across to the left. Peña and Herrera tried to stay with him, but he just pushed them off. He opened up the space, got behind the back line, and then just laid it across in between the defence to Arias, who had absolutely nobody marking him. Questions being asked in the defence of the Atletico Junior side, but not a lot of questions being asked of the finishing ability from Arias this evening. 2 goals to his name, and Palmeiras have a comfortable 2-goal cushion now just before the end of the first half, and Arias at the double doubles the advantage once more. 3 minutes added on by the 4th official on this near side. And it feels like in this first half of this game that the worst thing that could have happened to Atletico Junior was them getting themselves level in the game. It seemed to spark something in the Brazilians. It brought them back to life. And now you feel they've got a real lead that Junior may struggle to pull back. They have broken their own duck this season of getting a goal on the road in the Copa Libertadores Junior, with a well-taken finish from Muriel. Well, those finishes straight after, but they could try and find their way back into over on the far side with Muriel. Just comes together with Gabriel over on the far side, and the referee will point to the corner flag. So there is a potential opportunity for Junior to try and find a way back into this game just before the end of the first half. It was an excellent ball, just trying to feed it in behind the back line, but Gabriel got himself between man and ball, just put his foot through the ball and half through the man as well. Muriel just about getting himself back to his feet, and the Palmeiras fans dressed all in white in the stands. Well, they're making a racket now. They certainly know. As it stands, they'll be heading to the round of 16. It's the corner from the far side. Rivas stands over it. Pestagna makes his way in towards the box. Comes in towards the edge of the area. Play back out towards the box towards Herrera, who tries to have a half volley as well. It takes a deflection on the way through, but it comes off a man in red and white and will go out for a goal kick. As the Palmeiras captain Gomez just tries to calm things down, the 33-year-old Paraguayan. He's the captain, he's the defensive leader. And he did ever so well just to race out and put the pressure on Herrera, who just couldn't quite get the right connection on the ball. He hit it almost sweetly, but on the angle he wanted to hit it with a little bit of slice, with a little bit of spin, just to try and test the keeper, and instead it came off a man in red and white. 20 seconds then to go before the end of the first half. Palmeiras lead by 3-1. Losing the ball, though, inside their own half. Just inviting pressure, but win it back ever so well. And crowded out by 3 on the near side is Pereira. Does ever so well, though, in Alan to win the ball back. Skips past one. Tries to then feed it in towards Lopez. But good defensive work from Junior, who'll win a free kick 10 yards inside their own half as well. There's the captain, Chada. Just taken out from behind as the referee signals for the free kick, and it also signals for the end of the first half. And it's a wonderful first half for Palmeiras. They had a goal in mind before the start of the game, as to pick up all 3 points to keep themselves in the Copa Libertadores and into the knockout stages. Atletico Junior, they set up defensive to try and see a little bit of pressure on Palmeiras, but it started perfect for the home side. Excellent work from Lopez on the left, pulling it back in towards Arias, whose first time finish into the far left corner of Silveira's goal gave those in green and white the perfect opportunity. The following 30 minutes was a little bit tame from both sides. Palmeiras controlling the possession more than anything, and then on the break, a brilliant ball over towards the right hand side. It set Angel free down the right, and a beautiful ball back in towards Muriel, and a first time finish which should have been dealt with better by Miguel inside the goal gave the away side a bit of parity. But it was 4 minutes later that Alan found himself on the score sheet and giving Palmeiras that advantage once more. Lopez with his second of 3 assists inside the first half. Again, great work on the left-hand side, just tucking in towards Allen, who had plenty of time on the half volley just to smash it past Silvera and his left-hand side to restore Palmeiras' 1-goal advantage. And then just before the stroke of half-time, Arias at the double, Lopez with a first-half hat-trick of assists. He picked up the ball on the right-hand side of the box, and he just walked it across towards the left-hand side, drawing in two defenders of Guerrero and in Lemos, who tried to stay with him. He just walked around the right-hand side of them and then just played it back in towards Arias, unmarked on the penalty spot. He played it just to the left-hand side of Silvera in the goal. The keeper wrong-footed for a moment and couldn't quite get down quickly enough to his left-hand side. But it does mean that Palmeiras are heading to the round of 16. Again, they were expected to win, and at half-time, they're dominating. It's Palmeiras 3, the Colombians Atletico Junior 1. Good evening all and welcome back to the second half here in Sao Paulo. I'm Matt Blackburn and we have just got underway for the second half. The referee, Christian Garay, was quick to get the players out and straight back underway for the second half here between Palmeiras and Atletico Junior. The Brazilians leading by 3 goals to 1, after the first half, in which they dominated towards the end part of the game. Change has been made at half-time for the away side, who have taken off Pestagna, who was booked inside that first half, and have brought on João Cancimbo, the 18-year-old teenage forward, just to try and add a little bit of pressure on the left-hand side as Junior try and come down the left and get in towards the area, and it's going to be a penalty to Junior inside 60 seconds of the second half. And all of a sudden pressure mounts on those in green, and it was a poor tackle that came, and he's won the ball, I think, from the second replay, but it was Muriel who got inside the box, was taken out by him, and it might be looked by VAR. It was Guy who came across his 2-footed challenge. He has won the ball. A few years ago he would certainly have said that was a clean challenge, but in this day and age we've seen those given as penalties, and the referee, the Chilean, has pointed to the spot 21 seconds into the start of the second half. He's moving the players away, and before he even got a chance to run you through the teams at the start of this second period, there's a potential penalty for the Colombian side. It is being checked by VAR. I'll quickly run you through the teams while it is being looked. For the home side, unchanged from the first half, Miguel in goal. Guy, who has come in and won the ball, it seems, but the referee unhappy. He's going to get called over. To have a look, he will be called over to the screen. Gomez, Muriel and Gabriel could... the remainder of that back four, Martinez and Freitas sits in front. Alan Pereira and Arias, 3 that sit just behind Lopez. And for Atletico Junior, Silveira in goal. Guerrero, Lemos, Peña and Herrera, joined by Cancimbo, who comes on for Pestagna at half-time. Rivas, Angel and captain Chara sit just behind Muriel and Paiva. But what a start to this second half this could be for Junior. But the referee, the Chilean, takes 1 look, 2 looks at it, and he decides it is not a penalty. Overruled by the referee. Had a good angle on it initially, the referee, straight behind the 22-year-old Argentinian right back. You can see from his angle why he thought it might have been a penalty, but I think they've got the right decision there as they've overturned it. Alfredo Arias, the Uruguayan manager of Atletico Junior, tries to protest his side. His side is on this near side, but it's Palmeiras who get away with it. Now they've got an opportunity down the middle again, with Chara trying to break forward. Can't quite get there ahead of Lemos, who comes away with the ball. Plays it in towards Cancimbo, playing a much higher line on this near right-hand side as they've changed up their formation in this second half. Just 4 at the back. It looks to be more like a 4-2-3-1 more than anything for the Colombian side. But it's Palmeiras on the ball over on the far side. 4 minutes gone inside this second half, with the majority of that waiting for the VAR check for a potential penalty to Junior, which was overturned by VAR, and rightly so as well. Palmeiras, they're certainly not short of decisions going their way with referees and VAR. Carrascal was sent off for Flamengo early doors in the last game as it comes on the right-hand side, sent across the box of Palmeiras, and Arias looking for his hat-trick, tried to send it back the way it came, but just drags his shot wide. And in that game against Flamengo last time around, 21 minutes in, Carrascal sent off before Lopez, Alan and Paulinho made it 3-0. There was 12 yellow cards in that game and a red card as well, between the two sides sitting top of the Brasileiro in Serie A. The gap now 7 points between Palmeiras and Flamengo. Flamengo's do still have a game in hand. Well, what a difference those 3 points make Flamengo were hoping to be a point behind them with a game in hand. But down on the right-hand side again, in towards Lopez, who on the volley hits the outside of the post and it's cleared away. And Palmeiras tried to kill this game dead at the start of the second half, and it was a good ball again down the right-hand side. Ever so simple. Junior just cannot handle this Palmeiras side. Played in towards Lopez, who hits it first time and just rattles the outside of the left-hand upright. As it comes again down the left-hand side, Junior just can't quite live with them. Played inside in towards the middle, inside the middle towards Pereira, and it is 4 now. And it's going to be game, set and match 6 minutes into this second half. It's comfortable for Palmeiras. The fans don't make too much noise from that goal. They know the game is all but won. And it's a beautiful play once again down the left-hand side. Just tucked back in towards the middle. In towards Pereira, whose first time effort just tucked away. And it was Lopez once more who just moves it across towards the left-hand side. Across came Pereira on the edge of the box. He looked up once, thought he might have passed it towards the left. Instead he went for goal himself and just tucks it into the far corner. And Palmeiras have a 4-1 lead inside the second half, moments after hitting the post. And it's Pereira with a beauty of a strike from the edge of the box. And Junior certainly won't be coming back from this unless an absolute miracle happens in this second half. Their continental dream is coming to an end as it stands. It's still 0-0 between Cerro Porteño and Sporting Cristal. But for Junior, they need to win and hope that Cristal lose if they want to go through into the Sud-America. But it will be the end of their night for Cristal. They'll certainly enjoy their game against Cerro Porteño now, knowing that they don't have the pressure of what a potential defeat could do. They didn't have to leave too much into their own hands. Palmeiras have done everything for them. Junior will look to blink first. They've got three more substitutes lined up after that one change at half-time on this near side. They give the ball away, though, inside their own half, and it just invites more and more pressure in towards the middle. Sent more central towards the edge of the box. A tackle goes in. The referee, though, says the ball has been won at the back from Peña, who breaks away with it towards his near right-hand side. In towards Canchimbo. The young 18-year-old forward can't quite wriggle free, though, and just runs into traffic. In towards Arias, who's on a hat-trick, and he himself has his pocket picked, and it goes out for a throw-in right in front of the substitutes, and it will allow Atletico Junior to make some changes. As the first will be Rivas making his way off for Brian Castrilon. There's a 29-year-old wide midfielder, Venezuelan, makes his way off. He'll make 3 very, very quick changes. Rios and Castrilon will also come onto the pitch. I didn't quite see as that's looking down at the nose of who actually has come off in front of us. So I'll update you. And we get confirmation of who has just made their way off for the away side. But we do know that Brian Castillon, the 27-year-old Colombian wide player, makes his way on, as does Jan Ensign. Sarmiento, another young 19-year-old midfielder. A difficult away night for him to come on, but certainly one that he will relish, and a bit of experience as well for Juan David Rios, the experienced holding midfielder who signed from Deportivo Pereira. Makes his way onto the pitch as well for the away side, just to try and add a little bit of something, and if they want to find something, they're going to have to find it soon. 10 minutes gone inside the second half. Palmeiras lead by 4 goals to 1, 3-1 they led at half-time, before Pereira's wonderful strike from the edge of the area gave the home side a 3-goal advantage. And it's the home side on the ball again, just trying to feed it in towards Pereira, who's playing with some real quality and excitement inside this second half, but couldn't quite get there ahead of Silveira inside his own penalty area. He hasn't done too much of that in this game, Silveira, but on that occasion just came out of his 6-yard box and just try and command his box a little bit more than he has been doing. Meat and drink for a goalkeeper of his quality. Came into the side to add a little bit of calm. But on a night against a side like Palmeiras, you need more but calm. You need quality, you need patience, precision, and you need a little bit of luck as well. And they're not getting any of that so far. They did get a goal on the scoreboard to level it 1-1 inside the first half, and it looked like they may have been about to pull out a surprise against the side top of the Brazilian league. But it won't be on this occasion. 34 minutes to go in the game. 4-1 the home side lead, and have a free kick just inside the junior half away to our left-hand side. In that green shirt, white shorts, green socks, attacking from right to left, and you will therefore have surmised they're going from left to right. It is Junior in the red and white striped shirt, black shorts and white socks as well. 4 changes they've made in this second half. It's with Alan on the edge of the box, trying to take it onto his left, goes for goal, and it's forced into a fine save down to his right-hand side in Silveira, and it's an excellent effort again, and it's just plenty of time to pick out a spot once more, this time again from Alan on his right-hand side, just moved it across to the left. There's nobody there for those in red and white to try and close him down quick enough. He just shuffled it across, took one touch to open up the angle a little bit more, and aimed it in towards the bottom right-hand corner, with the keeper this time matching the strike ever so well to just force it away. Junior have the ball halfway inside the Palmeiras half. The first time in this second half since that potential penalty shout that was ruled out by VAR inside 60 seconds of the first half. They're inside the Palmeiras half. Breaking in towards the box on the left-hand side and forcing a corner kick out of Guy. And Junior do still have an opportunity to try and challenge. The Palmeiras goal. As they take the corner kick quickly, it's down towards the near side, but really poor from those in red and white to come away with the ball towards the halfway line, and they've just had to retreat once more. And from a corner kick, when you're 4-1 down, sometimes you just got to get the ball in towards the box against a side that is unbeaten at home this season in all competitions. They lead by 7 points against Flamengo, to the side who is Brazil's most successful domestic side, 12 Serie A trophies. And on this occasion, the side sitting second in the Colombian league just can't seem to handle the Brazilians in this second half, the last 20 minutes of gameplay. Over on the far side again, this time with Junior, just trying to work their way free, and they'll win a free kick on this occasion. No, the referee's actually giving it to Palmeiras instead, and he says that Herrera's just pulled back. Martinez over on the far side, and I certainly think that should have gone the other way, but the domination in this game that Palmeiras have had, particularly since the levelling goal for Junior inside that first half, just continues in this game. It remains 4-1. Free kick taken short, moved across towards the left-hand side, and then just feeding it down in towards Gabriel. Just can't quite get hold of it as it runs out of play for a goal kick. 2/3 of this game done then, just 30 minutes left to play. And as it stands, it is an absolute formality for those in green, as they continue to just control the game, control the momentum. Junior were bottom of the group coming into this game. They didn't have too much confidence from previous games that they had played within the competition, and you can certainly see why. And here at the Allianz Parque, it is the home side who came off the back of that wonderful 3-0 win against Flamengo last week, who continue to dominate. Junior unbeaten in their recent 5 games, including that 3-2 win against Sporting Cristal. That will go this evening. Chara, we mentioned, was one of those players that came off for the away side a few minutes ago. And it's the home side again who are just trying to do some attacking down the right hand side, looking to try and apply a little bit of pressure, but just struggling to get hold of the ball once more, as it's the green side of the game who continue just to control the possession, control the game. Lead by 4-1 on the scoreboard and continue apologies for that. Just had a struggle there with Palmeiras breaking through in down the middle, just trying to get inside the D of the junior box, but couldn't quite get away with the ball. And out it comes again for those in red and white down towards this near side. So apologies for that moments ago. Just sat inside this beautiful stadium, and all of a sudden a little bit chaotic in front, and just had to rearrange ourselves as here comes Junior once again. Just trying to pick up the ball, floating across in towards the far side. The header comes in, but it's an excellent clearance out again, this time from Gabriel, who just stands up at the back. It was a lovely cross, looking for the head of Juan Rios on this right-hand side, trying to whip the ball in, trying to come across with the header, but couldn't quite get on the end of it. He's pulled back towards the edge of the area. The shot comes in and then cleared off the edge of the 6-yard box, this time by Guy once again in front of the goalkeeper. He did ever so well to get in front. It's going to be a corner kick to Junior over on this near right-hand flank. It was an excellent ball in towards Muriel, who just couldn't quite get the connection on as the corner comes in towards the near side of the box, and then a pop shot again, well over the top of the bar. And on this occasion, Brian Castellón, who came on for Rivas 10 minutes ago, was the man with the effort, but just can't quite keep it down. And it was the story of the first half, and it continues to be the story of the second half as well. Whenever they get into a good area, they just can't quite seem to get their efforts on target in this game and cause too much hassle when you're up against a side like Palmeiras, who have so much quality, so much ability. They can catch you when it hurts the most, just like they did in the first half, when Junior found themselves level on terms with their tails up. They were punished, and then they were hit for 3. The players that came off, Paiva, Rivas and Chara, replaced by Rios, Castellón and Sarmiento 10 minutes ago. 25 minutes ago, a long ball looking to head down the right-hand channel, just goes over the top of absolutely everybody and out for a goal kick to Junior, taken quickly by the goalkeeper Silveira. No changes made yet by those in green and white, and Abel Ferreira on this near side. Flaco Lopez, who was the top scorer before the start of today in this competition for Palmeiras, as Arias overtakes him. 3 assists, though, to his name. But a quality side that Palmeiras have, the likes of Gustavo Gomez, who gives plenty of defensive authority and danger at set pieces as well. Muriel as well for Junior, the main attacking threat and pedigree. Has got himself on the score sheet, at least for the away side, to end their run of games on the road. And in the other game, in the Group F, Cerro Porteño lead by a goal to 0 against Sporting Cristal. Vegetti, the man who gives the side who have dominated this group a goal and a lead as it comes down the left-hand side again for Junior, breaking in towards the area. An opportunity then here for Sarmiento, but it's blocked once more. And it was Guy who gets himself across, and it goes out for another corner kick. And they've got the tails up. They're trying to show a little bit of life and a little bit of spark inside this second half of those in red and white as they take the corner short again, and the referee is going to force them to retake it again, and probably for the better. They keep taking these short corners, Junior, but they're going absolutely nowhere. They had just one player inside the box, so I'm not too sure what the plan was going to be from that short corner kick. We do have a brief stoppage in play as Martinez just has to take his socks and his shoes off and just has a little bit of a rearrange inside the penalty area. Maybe he's just trying to slow the momentum down that Junior has started to develop over the last few minutes or so. Just try and find the way back in. The corner's been taken, a whip ball towards the edge of the area, sort of a bit Beckham to Roberto Carlos-esque back in the day for Real Madrid. And it's picked up on this near right-hand side, in towards the path of Cam Jimbo, who tries to then put it in that corridor of uncertainty once more, and it goes out of play for a goal kick, and they just can't seem to find the right solution at the right time in that final third, Junior. The referee sends them off for a drinks break with 22 and a half minutes still to play in this game. Well, Palmeiras, who've controlled every moment of this contest, continue to do so. And they'll go into the hydration break with full confidence. It does allow both sets of managers to have a conversation with their players to try and pick them up once more. But Alfredo Arias, he really wants to just try and find a little bit of a spark. At this stage, they know they need to get 4 goals if they want to remain in continental football for another season. If they score 3 goals and tie it, they would need Sporting. Well, they wouldn't actually, because it goes on head-to-head, which Sporting Cristal have got the better of them from that 2-0 win compared to the 3-2 that Junior beat them a week ago. Junior need 4 goals at least. Palmeiras know that they have qualified. Sporting Cristal certainly can't upset them this evening now. A loss of Palmeiras and a win for Sporting Cristal would have put them into the Copa Sudamerica. But any sort of potential of that happening seemed to go inside the opening couple of minutes after Arias got on the end of a Lopez cross. 3 assists to his name inside that first half. For Flaco Lopez, the 25-year-old. He felt deja vu from that left-hand side, just running around the outside of the Colombian defenders and then just pulling it back across twice to Arias and once then into Alan. Either side of a Muriel equaliser for Junior. And then 6 minutes into the second half, Pereira, the man, stepping up. As Freitas and Allen make their way off for Palmeiras. It was Mauricio and Luis Felipe will make their way on. Marlon Freitas, the 31-year-old former Botafogo leader who set the midfield tempo, makes his way off for Palmeiras, and Junior will also make a final change as well with Rivera making his way on for Lemos at the back. So 5 changes made by Junior, and the 2 changes that have been made with John Arias, the manager Abel Ferreira won't allow him to get his hat-trick this evening, so he's a little bit disappointed. The 28-year-old Colombian replaced by Mauricio on this near side. The 24-year-old Brazilian left-footed playmaker makes his way on, as does the young 18-year-old teenage midfielder, still developing himself more than anything, Luis Felipe. But he will make his way on for a once-in-a-lifetime substitute appearance with 19 minutes to go. The local lad seeing his side progress to the round of 16, the competition they won back-to-back in Abel Ferreira's first 2 seasons in charge. Palmeiras, with their home National League record, unbeaten this season in the league, 6 wins and 2 draws. Continue to have a wonderful home record in this competition as well. 3 wins, 2 draws, 1 defeat to their name in the 6 games that they will play, as Quero Porteño lead by 2-0, which just excites the Palmeiras fans a little bit more than it did earlier. They know that this game is done. They know that their place in the Libertadores is safe, at least for another round, and now they're just passing it around with plenty of confidence between themselves, just moving it from left to right, trying to find the pass on the edge of the area, looking towards Pereira, and good instep by the junior midfielder. Arias is still on the pitch. He made his way off a moment ago, but he seems to have found his way back onto the pitch somehow. I think he may have just been off for a drinks break. They certainly made 2 changes, did Palmeiras, and Arias came off. He shook a couple of hands, but the number 11 is still on the pitch on the near side, so he'll continue to play, and he'll still have an opportunity to get his hat-trick as well, and he might have an opportunity here now as down the right-hand side. A ball goes down inside the box, and it is going to be a penalty to Palmeiras with 17 minutes to go. Excellent work over on that far side, and just dragged down was Lopez. He's had 3 assists to his name already this evening. He just got inside the box. He caused plenty of trouble. Martinez over on that right-hand side caused plenty of trouble. He took 1 little push in the back initially by the substitute Rios, and then dragged down as Rios got himself in all sorts of trouble. He had his arms around it. Martinez tried to turn. The keeper went down next to him as well. But there's going to be an opportunity from the spot for those in green and white to make it 5. And will they give it to Arias to get his hat-trick on the night? It was Alan who came off instead of Arias. The young 22-year-old made his way on. Arias stays on the pitch, and the referee having words with the junior players who are still trying to protest that it might not be a penalty. We had one ruled out by VAR a minute inside this second half, but I don't think on this occasion it will be overturned. There's 5 crowding round the penalty spot for Palmeiras, trying to stop any junior players from going into effect. The penalty that's going to come their way is going to be the man who won the penalty who's going to take it. But the referee is going to just come across and have a look at another review, and I'm not too sure this one requires a review. The referee seemed to get the decision spot on initially, but they're going to have a look. Martinez was dragged down by the substitute Rios inside the box. His arm came across him. I think they're trying to say that he may have gone down under a little bit less weight, but Rios got himself in all sorts of trouble. He got the wrong side of Martinez, who turned across the left-hand side, the edge of the 6-yard box. This one's certainly not as cut and dry for the referee, who's having a look. He tried to grab his shirt initially. Martinez stayed on his feet, broke inside the box towards the right-hand side of the penalty area. Rios was going nowhere near the ball, got his left arm around him, drags him down, and I'd be surprised if the referee overturns this one. They're still showing it in the VAR room. Normally when an official comes across the screen, you know they're going to overturn it and not stick with their original decision. But the referee blows his whistle, and he's ruled this one out as well. And I think they've got that decision completely wrong, VAR. It should have been a penalty. The second of the afternoon ruled out by VAR. It'll be restarted. I don't even know how they're going to restart this. The player went down. It's a free kick every day of the week outside the box. It's a penalty. And VAR getting involved where it shouldn't need to get involved. It's a clear penalty. Rios has got the wrong side of the midfielder. He's come inside the area. He's got his arms around him. He's dragged him down. And the referee has somehow overruled that. There's going to be 2 more changes for Palmeiras, with Pereira coming off and Lopez as well, as they start to bring the reinforcements and take off the big guns. Paulinho and Evangelista will be the 2 who will make their way on. Jefferson Martinez. And Paulista will be... Evangelista and Paulinho will be the 2 that will make their way on for the final 13 minutes of the game. The 25-year-old Brazilian who scored last week against Flamengo, the man who arrived from Atletico Mineiro as an instinctive finisher, alongside Evangelista, the 31-year-old midfielder who spent part of his career in France. With a real disappointment for Palmeiras. Well, they'll be quite happy, frankly, that it won't have too much impact on the game, as they still lead with that 3-goal cushion, as they have that 4-1 lead at the moment. But with 12 minutes to go, if Junior found themselves with a couple of goals, you never know what may happen. The Palmeiras fans certainly won't be too happy with that decision. The referee got the first decision right inside the opening minute of the second half, where it certainly didn't look to be a penalty. But on that occasion, you see them given all the time, every day of the week. Didn't need VAR intervention whatsoever, but thankfully for Palmeiras, it won't have too much of an impact. But unfortunately for Martinez, who was very excited to get hold of the ball and step up and take a penalty for the Sao Paulo base side, he'll have to continue to wait for his next goal, as Palmeiras have the ball 10 yards inside their own half, right in the middle. Just trying to break free is Murillo. Inside the centre circle, just dragged back, and no real difference to the tackle that Rios did before, and this time he ends up in the referee's book. Make of that what you will. But the exact same thing, this time inside the centre circle. Murillo got in front of him. Rios got on the wrong side, pulled him back with his left arm, and the referee gives the free kick Palmeiras, and gives a yellow card to Rios as well. So, not too sure what the Chilean referee saw on that replay that the rest of us didn't, as Palmeiras have the ball once more. We'll try and live and forget that poor decision moments ago. Arias pulls a little bit more central, into the middle, looking for the run of the substitute Paulinho. Tries to have a go for goal as well, but can't quite get the angle right, and goes out of play. And as Martinez with the shot from distance, Rios just coming across, and he's come off the bench, Rios, and he's in a world of trouble in these opening few minutes. He's already in the book. He should have given a penalty away. He's got teammates screaming at him. He's saying he can't hear a thing, and it's been given away at the back line, and it's just about won back again this time by Guerrero, who just came across. An awful pass from Peña, going from left to right across the edge of his own penalty area. He had almost allowed Paulinho to get hold of the loose ball. If he was a little bit more attentive to it, he actually may have got there. Before the man, but on that occasion certainly wasn't to be, as it goes out on this near side for a throw-in. to Junior, and it will be the final change as Arias now does make his way off as he, the 2-goal man, is replaced by Felipe Anderson, the 33-year-old former Lazio and West Ham winger. He's an excellent ball carrier. He had a great time in the Premier League with West Ham. And the number 7 will make his way across to the left-hand side of that attacking lineup for Palmeiras. So as we come into the final stages, 5 changes have been made. Miguel in goal. Guy, Gomez, Murillo and Gabriel, an unchanged back four. Martinez and Evangelista in the midfield to Felipe, Mauricio and Anderson, the midfield 3 with Paulinho, the man up front for the away side for the final 9 minutes. Well, they've made 4 of their changes as well. Guerrero, Rivera. So they've made 5 of their changes. Apologies. Guerrero, Rivera, Canchimbo, Peña and Herrera sit in front of Silveira. Castrillon, Angel and Rios with Sarmiento and Muriel, the 2 up top. So both sides making all of their changes in this game. The midfielder Rivera coming on moments ago. So nothing left the managers of either side can do as we start to wind down in this game, and there's not really a lot left that Atletico Junior can do either. They have the ball on its near side, just hugging the touchline halfway inside the Palmeiras half. Trying to work it in, find a little bit of space, but there's no real options going forward. So they'll have to go back inside their own half, inside the centre circle. Moved across towards the left-hand side, trying to work it down the left channel and just trying to probe the flanks, but getting nowhere really, and Palmeiras will come away with the ball. They'll get the advantage as well as the shirt's just been pulled in the middle as the free kick should have gone Palmeiras' way, but the referee says advantage had been played to those in green, and Junior have the ball inside the Palmeiras half. The Vidal can't get hold of the ball now with a couple of minutes to go, but they know that the job here has been done, just inviting Junior to come at them. This time it's with Gomez once more. Moves it in towards the centre of the pitch with Canchimbo, who loses out on the ball, and then the free kick goes against Junior's way once more. As Anderson was taken out, and in doing so took out Gabriel at the back, and it's Gabriel who has come off worse than anybody else out of that, but he's back to his feet. 7 minutes to play in this game. A reminder that there are other games coming up this evening as well in the Copa Libertadores. This group has been all but a certainty this evening. Boca Juniors against Universidad Católica and Cruzeiro against Barcelona SG. They'll kick off in Group D with Universidad Católica top of the group on 10 points, Cruzeiro on 8, Boca Juniors on 7, and Barcelona SC, they can't qualify for anything. They sit in 4th place. So those 3 sides all know they'll be in continental competitions for the remainder of this season, but it all just depends on which way that is going to go. It's with Junior again on the edge of the Palmeiras box away to the left-hand side. 6 minutes to play in this contest. It's been as easy as you like for those in green and white, but it's those in red and white who still have possession away to the left-hand side. Trying to make it down the left-hand channel once more. Caro Porteño still leading. Porteño still leading by 2 goals still against Sporting Cristal. Lost out in a dangerous position from Junior, and Palmeiras will come away with the ball and do a squirm 3 from 4, and the Junior players have certainly looked like they've given up. No one really backtracking to try and close the ball down once more. Moved across to the left-hand side, back into a more central position on the halfway line. Moved towards the near left-hand side in towards Felipe Anderson. Plays it more central, looking for the run again of Martinez. Looks up and pulls it back in towards Murillo. Now into Gomez and Martinez once more. Just to the near side of the centre circle. Back with Gabriel, looks up and lofts it long in towards to Felipe. Takes one touch, down inside the area, chance to pull it across, and again into that corridor uncertainty for Palmeiras, an inviting ball in. It was a beautifully timed cross by Paulinho. Not too sure if it was a cross or a shot. I think he was just trying to aim it in that general direction. It's inviting someone onto it. Mauricio was almost there, trying to scramble across, but couldn't get anything onto it to try and put a fifth on the scoreboard and pressure Silveiro even more in the goal. Alfredo Arias, the Uruguay manager of Junior, still screaming instructions from the touchline. But as time goes on, they need more goals than a minute left in this game, and they will need the greatest of Copa Libertadores miracles. They're going to be out of this competition. They won't qualify for the Sud-America as well, because Sporting Cristal are still above them by a couple of points despite losing. And they're giving the ball away inside the area as well. Junior, and it's almost punished, but a fine save from Silveiro down to his left-hand side. It was just as poor as you like from Junior. Given away in towards the near left-hand side. And it was the substitute, Paulinho, who took it on to his right. Had plenty of time to try and pick his spot and just hits it straight at the goalkeeper, who just gets down ever so well to match it. But it should have been 5. And Palmeiras, who were already running riot in this game, should have added another to their wonderful tally this evening on home soil. Play towards the edge of the area again towards Paulinho. This time it's touched a little bit too heavy and just gives the ball away. Tries to do the defensive work, trying to chase it down. Can't quite get there as it's just shipped down towards the right hand side to the near touchline to Canchimba. Moving across in towards the left flank as Junior have a little bit of space. An excellent first touch, driving towards the penalty area. Can they find a late consolation goal here? As a pop shot goes from the edge of the box, but it's blocked at the back by Gomez once more. And a second effort comes off the post. It's a P-roller towards the right-hand side of Miguel in the goal. It looked like it didn't threaten him. The keeper has a wry smile on his face. But the effort from the edge of the box of Muriel, who just took it ever so well. He didn't have the power. He almost had the accuracy. He couldn't come any closer to scoring without finding the back of the net. And it just sums up the night that Junior have had this evening. They've had opportunities, they just haven't taken the ones that they have. And Palmeiras have taken the 4 chances they've had inside the boxes. The ball's inside the centre circle again for those in red and white. Moving across to the right-hand side in towards Canchimbo. They've had 7 shots on target, Palmeiras 2. Atletico Juniors 1. That one simply was the goal that they have scored. They've had 9 off target. They've had more of the possession as well. A bit more, 51 to 49%. They've had 6 corners. Palmeiras have yet to have a corner in this game. But what matters is that scoreboard and the finishes that have been made by the Palmeiras side. They lead by 4 goals to 1. We've got 90 seconds to go before we find out how much time will be added on at the end of this final group game here in Group F of the Copa Libertadores. In the other groups as Junior win a corner over on the far side. Excellent run from the substitute Brian Castrillon down the left-hand side. An excellent tackle this time from Guy, who comes across. He's done that a few times in this game. As Junior take the corner short towards the near side, overlap towards the edge of the area, in towards Murillo once again, flick back across, almost tucked away and then just cleared away inside the 6-yard box from those in green who were just managing to scramble the ball home. As Junior tried to come again in the other groups of the competition. In Group E, Corinthians top the group with Club Atletico Platense also going through. Santa Fe missing out in that last group game there in the Copa Sud-America. In Group B, Coquimbo Unido and Tolima both qualified ahead of Nacional, who finished on the same amount of points as Tolima. And Universitario de Deportes finishes 2 points behind an exciting group in Group G. 2 clear runaways in Quito and Mirasol. Llanos 3 points behind on 9. 3 wins and still not qualifying for the next round. They go through with Always Ready finishing bottom. Independiente, the Valle and Rosario Central, 13 points between them getting through, and Universidad Central with 9 points not qualifying. Libertadores, a poor run for them, no points on the board. Flamengo, Estudiantes de La Plata also getting ahead of Independiente Medellin, the Colombian side, who finished above Cusco by 6 points and 7 points to get themselves in the Southern America. And Independiente Rivadavia with 16 points, 5 wins and a draw at the top of Group C, ahead of Fluminense and Bolivar with 5 points, making their way into the Southern America. 4 minutes have been added on at the end of this game, the final games of the group stage, before it is decided who will play who. Comes up next with Universidad Católica and Boca Juniors playing against each other, and Cruzeiro against Barcelona. Cruzeiro expected to win that game, but between Boca Juniors and Universidad Católica, it is anyone's guess who's going to pick up the 3 points there. So exciting games coming up at the end of this game week in the Copa Libertadores. But for Palmeiras, before the game there were questions being asked of whether they could be knocked out. Neutrals were certainly hoping that Sporting Cristal could pull out a miracle against Cerro Porteño, and Junior would pull out a miracle here. For a moment inside the first half it did look like Junior were going to pull out some sort of a result after going 1-0 down. They didn't have the possession, but they certainly had the spirit to try and fight back. They found themselves level on terms. The 2 late goals at the end of the first half really punished them. 1 then at the start of the second half made it even worse for them. And that was all she wrote. Both sides have had a penalty turned away as well inside this second half. But with 90 seconds left to go in this game, it's the Brazilians who will turn to their next outing. On the 31st of May, 2 days' time, they'll play newly promoted Chapecoense, as they could make it 5 here down the left-hand side towards the edge of the area. It's a wonderful ball in towards Mauricio. Pulled back towards the near left-hand side. In towards Guy, but he just loses his footing and out it's cleared once again. That's the final game that Palmeiras will play before the international break. Everyone has an international break across the summer because of the World Cup. The 22nd of July is when they'll return against Curitiba. So they will be top of the pile until after the World Cup. For Atletico Junior, well, they have the Primera Apertura playoff against Atlético Nacional. They both finished after 19 games, 40 points and 35. And they'll come up against each other in that playoff in the Apertura. But with 20 seconds to go, it's going to be Palmeiras' night here. The fans still enjoying the game, still staying a little bit longer to show off their side and the support that they have for those in green and white. They've had a wonderful evening, they've controlled the game, and the Chilean referee, Christian Garay, calls an end to the contest. It's no more for Atletico Junior. There will be no more continental competition for them this season. Their 19th year in the Copa Libertadores ends bottom of the group. They came up against a very tough Palmeiras side which continues to run riot under Abel Ferreira, and it started perfectly for the home side. Lopez, who got a hat-trick of assists inside the first half, finding Arias in the box and just tucking it in towards the far left corner of Silveira's goal inside 6 minutes to open the scoring for Palmeiras and to set the tone for the rest of the game. For the next 30 minutes, the home side controlled possession, but then against the run of play, a wonderful ball over the top, down the right-hand side in towards Angel. He put it in towards the middle. The goalkeeper should have done done better with the finish, but Muriel tucked it home towards the right-hand side to level it for Junior and to cause what could have been a potential shock. But that only lasted 4 minutes before Lopez got his second of 3 down the left-hand side. The creator once again pulling it back in towards Allen after creating all sorts of trouble in the box. Allen found himself unmarked towards the right-hand side of the area, and on the half volley he just hammered it into the bottom left-hand corner to restore those in green and white's lead. 5 minutes later, Arias got his second. Lopez got his third assist. He just walked from the right-hand side of the box to the left, around 2 defenders of Guerrera and Lemos, and then just pulled it back to the unmarked Arias. And on the stroke of half-time, Palmeiras looked almost out of sight. The start of the second half, Lopez hit the post inside the opening couple of minutes, and then Pereira beat his man on the right-hand side, ran across towards the left of the area and struck from distance on his left into the far corner to give Palmeiras what was an unassailable 3-goal lead, and Mauro Silveira picking the ball out of his net once again. Both sides had penalties overturned. Atletico Junior's inside the opening 60 seconds was correct, but Palmeiras should have had a penalty. Martinez dragged down. It won't have an effect on the game. It won't have an effect on the smiles of those in the stand either. Lopez comes out man of the match from this game with his 3 assists inside the first half. He ran the show and he sent Palmeiras through to the next round. They're into the round of 16. Atletico Junior, it's just not to be for them this season. They can't make it into the South America, which they won back 10 years ago, trying to hope for a potential another title to their name, but it's not to be. The Palmeiras, they continue to roll on as Brazilians who've dominated this tournament continue to dominate as well. Tonight it's finished Palmeiras 4, Atletico Junior 1.